One, two, one, two. All right, let's roll.
Welcome.
You're listening to the Saddle Up Podcast,
Where we discuss everything related to UTRGV athletics, past or present. We'll catch up with old teammates, friends, and take you down memory lane.
with exclusive interviews.
This is the Saddle Up Podcast.
The voice of your covered walkway streets.
So dope.
This is gonna be awesome.
Stay tuned for new episodes every week.
From Bronx Village to the Fieldhouse,
We'll cover it all.
Hell yeah, dude. Carpe diem.
so saddle up and let's go.
Let's go. Saddle up, partner.
Hey, what's up, guys? Another episode of Saddle Up Podcast. I don't know how we've done it this long, for this strong. We don't know where you're at, but we know exactly why you're here. Uncle Chico's in the house. What's up, my man?
Hey,
How you doing?
I have no, Matty P, thank you for the introduction, man. I have no idea if we're strong or if we're weak or if we're right there in the middle, man, with the master's class in CrossFit. I'm not sure where we're at, right? But I know who we have on the show, man. And please introduce our special guest today, joining us Friday morning. For all you listeners out there, man, we know who you are. We're pointing right at you.
Hey, so a couple of weeks ago, we had the pleasure of doing a couple of shows there from the stadium with Dr. Bailey and his wife, and then obviously the Vackers, right? And we had the honor and the privilege. We were introduced to Dr. Nolan Perez there in one of the, I think it was the president's suite, what have you. But
You didn't write that one
it was
down,
in your own
Matt.
suite. It was in your own suite.
That's right.
Yeah.
He didn't
and
write that one down, Nolan. He didn't write that one down.
Yeah, I didn't write that one
It's
down.
okay.
And so shout out to Texas digestive specialist, by the way. So
Yes.
but we got to talking with you, and we were just profoundly in awe with what you're doing for the UT board, for UTRGV. So we asked you if you wanted to come on the show, and we were surprised when you said, yeah, I love it. This is my favorite podcast. Like,
welcome to the show, Dr. Perez.
Yeah.
And thank you for us being your favorite podcast, and all the way from Brownsville to Olmito.
yeah.
I love it. Well, thanks for having me on, Matt and G. Listen, I mean, I'm surprised you guys, first of all, invited me, and I'm surprised that you agreed to have me on.
Yeah.
You probably, you guys are big time, but I don't know. This might not help you very much. There,
Yeah, we might regret this.
you brought on. You had to stoop so low. You had to find a poop doctor.
Let me ask you this, because I mean,
I love
me
it.
being
I love
6'10", I get that question asked at least 8-10 times a day wherever I'm at. Like, hey, how tall are you? Whatever. Do you get the questions asked all the time when they find out that you're gastroenterologist, right? Like, do you get the poop jokes and the asshole jokes all the time? Like,
God, you can't believe it. Of course, So here's the thing, right? It's always funny stuff. They tell about their stories, and they tell this, that, and let me tell you what I did when I had my colonoscopy, or they have some, or they turn around and say, oh, now do you recognize me? That kind of stuff. If they're my patient. But one of the things I don't get is like you always know, like if you have your family practice doctor, your primary care doctor, your OBGYN, when they see their doctors at a grocery store, they're going up to them and they're hugging them and saying hi.
Yeah.
If one of my patients sees me at a grocery store, they turn around and walk the other way. Like they don't want to see me. You know what I mean? So I wish I got a better greeting sometimes when I see my own.
Yeah, they just turn the other cheek, pretty much, right? Just like,
well, they're actually pretty embarrassed. They don't want to see me, but friends and that kind of stuff. Of course, it's always a lot of jokes you get about all kinds of stuff you can imagine.
That was a good one. That was a good one, Matt. I can't just let that one go. Turning the other cheek was one of your. It was one of the best jokes that you've ever had. Just kind of slipped. You slipped it into the conversation, and I can't let that one go without really giving you your flowers, man.
well, thank you, man. Thank you. Doc, I don't know what's in G's. I don't know what's up with G today, but he's giving out compliments. I'll take it.
This is not electrolytes, buddy.
Hey, so Doc, you're native of the Valley. I mean, we were talking off camera, right? But you went to school at UT, and now you're one of the biggest supporters for UTRGV. What kind of drew you to kind of coming back to and being such a presence for UTRGV? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Like, what's the draw?
Well, so it all starts back. I'm a big education supporter. I was profoundly impacted by mentors in my life, and were it not for a chemistry teacher back in high school, I wouldn't be a physician today. So I didn't know. I knew I wanted to go to UT, and
Wow.
baseball player in high school and that kind of stuff. I mean, not a very good one, and maybe I could have gone to junior college and been a backup there. But anyway, but I knew I wanted to go to UT. Knew I wanted to kind of do something professional, something. I had no idea, but it was a teacher that told me that I was going to be a physician. And so for me, ultimately that kind of happened. Went to UT and graduated, went to medical school in San Antonio, and then I was a Navy doctor for a few years. And anyway, after I finished all my training, I came back and opened my practice in Harlingen in 2007. And the first thing I did, started to mentor kids and started to get involved and things like that. And just kind of pay it forward, because it profoundly impacted me so much. And so that began my service on the school board. I got appointed to the school board in 2010. And then later on, it's funny because as you all probably know, being a state official as a regent for the UT system on the Board of Regents, I serve at the pleasure of the governor. It's a gubernatorial appointment. So first call I got when Governor Abbott took office in 2015 from the appointments office, the governor's office calls me and they wanted to appoint me to the Texas Medical Board. And, I guess they hadn't really looked at my resume too well to realize that everything I do outside of being a gastroenterologist and being a physician, everything I do outside of medicine has to do with education. So I actually turned down that appointment. I said, honestly, I really have no interest in being on the Texas Medical Board. And it's a purely oversight board. And I thanked them, but I said, I'm sorry, but anyway, I didn't know they'd ever call me back, but that summer, they did call me back in the summer of 2015, and they appointed me to the Texas Women's University Board of Regents. And so I was actually on the Board of Regents for Texas Women's University. It's headquartered out of Denton. They have health science campuses and science campuses in Houston and Dallas. And so I was there, for 4 years, and I was the chair of the board actually when Governor Abbott called me in 2019 and then moved me over to the UT-System Board of Regents in 2019. And then I got reappointed in 2021. So for me, it's always been about supporting educational endeavors and really especially getting kids to have high expectations and high aspirations to pursue post-secondary education. To pursue professional schools, and then all that difference, as you know, all politics is local, and all the difference you can make is really local, closest to your home, closest to where you live and work. And so for me, I've always been a huge supporter of back then UT Brownsville, UT Pan American, and then of course now UTRGV. And so for me, it's always been just right up my alley, and it's
a natural fit. It just organically kind of happened.
That's right,
Dr. Perez. What years did you attend UT?
I was there from 89 to 93.
So then did you ever come back? You came back. Did you go straight to San Antonio? Or did you come back between 95 and straight to San Antonio?
I was in San Antonio right after that, and medical school, and then a Navy doctor after that. And then I did come back after I got out of the Navy. I had to finish my residency program, internal medicine residency. And at the time, I don't know if you all recall this, but UT Health Science Center had a regional academic health center in Harlingen. So I finished my 2 years of residency at Baptist Medical Center in Harlingen with the academic health center before I went out to Michigan to finish my gastroenterology fellowship training.
Wow, man, you've been everywhere. That's awesome. What did you happen to be at UTSA during 98, 99?
I was there 98. Yeah, I was there around that time, 98, not 99, but 98.
Did you happen to stumble across the basketball court when UT Pan American played UTSA in 98, 99?
I sure did, but I think you guys would have been there at that time. Huh?
Yeah,
we were.
We played at
them.
UTSA. Yep.
Yeah. Great. This is just a fun fact, and I just want to put it out there, okay? Because Matt always makes fun of me that I scored 12 points in my whole career. I had 4 rebounds. I had 2 steals in 3 years, right? That means I didn't get on the floor very much. I did. My very first Division I college start was against UTSA.
That is
so
awesome.
Just a fun fact. Yeah. Now I'm going to tell you, I got pulled out 2 minutes into the game, but I started.
You started.
I started, so it's on my resume, man.
I didn't even know that. Gee, that's fantastic, man.
Well, how many alley oops did you feed Matt there?
Yeah, none. I didn't have an opportunity to,
Yeah,
to do that.
G,
I fed him donuts,
yeah,
and honey
G
buns.
threw me
That's about
lobs in
it.
practice. That was it. G
Yeah,
unfortunately, he didn't get on the court very often, but
yeah. Hey,
he
oh,
deserved to be
okay,
on there.
okay. Rub it in, Matt. Rub
No,
it in. All right, here
I'm,
he goes. Here he goes, Coach. Here he
no.
goes, Coach Bettis.
Were it not for the practice squad, Matt, you wouldn't have all your stats.
That's
Agreed.
right, but
Agreed. And I'm not making fun of G. G
yeah,
is the one that carries the show.
yeah,
So he's
yeah, yeah.
the
Carrying
one,
it.
right?
I'm carrying it. I'm carrying it somewhere.
So
Uh,
you being now, like, obviously you've got 3 offices down in the valley in Brownsville, Harlingen, and McAllen. Obviously, kind of you've grown closer to Dr. Bailey. I mean, you being on the board of regents, and then Dr. Bailey, obviously being the president. What kind of give us an insight? Like, I want you to kind of elaborate on the growth of the university. Like, how
yeah.
are you surprised at how fast it's growing? Or did you see this coming? Like, what are people in Austin talking about UTRGV about what's going on down in the valley?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Obviously, I have very high expectations. The board has very high expectations.
Hmm.
Um, you know, of course, I think that's only surpassed by Dr. Bailey, his own expectations and his leadership team. They're incredible. But
They are.
Yeah.
I will say this about I can honestly say this. The only thing I'm really surprised at is the success of the football team at year one. I mean, I
Mhm.
think that still kind of shocked
Yeah.
everybody how incredibly, first of all, and this is kudos to Chase, kudos to the team he's put together, kudos to his the coach that he hired,
Yeah.
Travis Bush. Listen, I watched the other teams playing college football, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
I have yet to see a team so focused, disciplined, and well coached,
Mhm.
especially a first year program as at the UT-RGV Vaqueros. It's incredible to see them so focused and disciplined. I mean,
Yeah.
the lack of penalties and things like. I mean, it's just really fun to watch. I mean, they really should have beat Lamar if you look back on that game. I mean, but I mean, I really felt
Yeah.
bad they didn't come that they didn't come away with a victory there. I mean, it's really shocking to me still, but. But they're still 8-3. It's incredible. That's been pretty much the only surprise. Now, having said that, that's not to say that the growth hasn't been impressive. In fact,
Hmm.
transformative. I mean, so if you look back 10 years ago when UT System first planted the flag here in a huge way and said, we're going to create, UTRGV. Remember, we had legacy institutions that were impressive, right? I mean, UT
Yeah.
Brownsville, the Ocelots, right? And people forget that, of course,
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
knows Bronx, right? UT Pan American, but and these legacy institutions were already version like 2.0. I mean, at least 2.0, right? Because
Right.
they had, I mean, whether it was Edinburgh College before or Brownsville, it was TSC, and before that it was UT Pan American Brownsville. So I mean, they were already at let's just call it version 2.0 already, right?
Mhm.
And
Right.
now at 3.0, we call it this university. Right? If you think about it, it's not just synergy. It's not just 2 + 2 = 6. I mean, it's if you really think about the impact. In 10 years, UT Brownsville, UT Pan American, had they just stayed doing what they're doing, they would have grown. But it would have been, I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
if marginally, I don't think that would be an insult. I think it'd be pretty, they would have grown, but they would have grown marginally and they would have done okay. But when
Yeah.
you put them together, right? Think about it. What Dr. Bailey and his team have done is one of the most difficult and transformative and higher ed startups in American history. Because when you think about it, you're not only
Yeah.
combining, you're dissolving 2 institutions to create another one, to create a new one across a distributive campus model. At the same time, by the way, from day one, you create a school of medicine, and then you get access to the UT System Permanent University Fund, the PUF money, right? The endowment, the large endowment that we have.
Yeah.
So you're starting a regional university, dissolving 2, School of Medicine on day one, very difficult to do. And now you look what's happened in 10 years. record enrollment growth. I think it's something like 24% enrollment growth when you compare them to the legacy institutions. When you talk about the amount of retention, the students are now, staying in school. They're graduating at a much higher clip, and the cost is much, much less. So, so not only the quality of the programming is better, the quantity. I think people. I looked at some numbers just recently. If you look across the Rio Grande Valley, the number of undergraduate and graduate degrees have more than doubled, and we have more and more counting. But the most impressive thing is the value proposition, the affordability, and the cost of that education. It's incredible. And you have more and more professional schools starting. We have the School of Medicine, more and more residency programs. You've got the School of Optometry, School of Podiatry, School of Physical Therapy, and I think down the road, occupational therapy and others. I mean, now we're getting into, there's other things I can say, but it's Dr. Bailey's story to tell, not mine.
Yeah, we don't want to step on his feet, right?
Yeah.
We definitely don't want to. And thank you for that knowledge, Dr. Perez. This is why we have guests like you, a lot smarter than Matt and myself, to explain these things that are going on at the university, right? Because we're very level. I mean, we're at the surface, man. We're at the surface. They only get a certain amount of Matty P and G, but then
we're not getting any of that endowment puff money at all for this podcast.
I mean, Matt is puffing, but he ain't getting any puff, right? So I'm kidding. It's a family show. He doesn't do that. I don't want to lose all our sponsors, but Dr. Perez, what's really great about talking to you is that the amount of passion that you have in your voice, right?
Yeah,
it's like you're truly passionate about the education part. And what other things are you involved with? Kind of boast, that you want to kind of share that kind of, not only in athletics but what other things are you involved with education wise to kind of, get these kids, of course, to another level? Or is there anything else that you do outside of athletics?
Well, I mean, for me, I obviously a proud supporter of UTRGV, but I never say no to mentoring students, so I have high school students come by and visit my shop and kind of rotate here and there.
That's right.
I'll meet with a kid for coffee or their parents for dinner anytime, and I'll have folks shadow me a lot. I have college students shadow me, and then of course we're formally involved. Our practice, Texas Digestive Specialists, we're formally involved, and of course in medical education. So we do both undergraduate and graduate medical education. We have medical students come rotate with us. Yeah, at the RGV School of Medicine, we have medical students rotate with us. We have residents, internal medicine residents rotate with us. And so it's really awesome to be a part of their training as they go through their steps, and we've been there, done that ourselves, me and my colleagues. And so it's really, really cool to be a part of that. But, more broadly, I mean, I've been on the school board in Harlingen since 2010. So 15 years now on the school board. And so, and when I got appointed to the UT-System Board of Regents, I asked Governor Abbott, I said, could I please stay on the school board? And he said, absolutely. I don't see a problem with that. And so that was really cool. And so, I'm still on the school board, and to see what Dr. Bailey and his leadership team are doing to create better alignment with not only Harlingen CISD, because they do a lot with our school district, but with many others across the valley. Right? I don't know how many, you'd have to ask Dr. Bailey, but they're I mean, first of all, I know we have a Harlingen Collegiate High, so we have a university campus here in Harlingen. So it's UTRGV, Harlingen Collegiate High School. That was the first one. Now they have another one in Edinburgh and in McAllen. Right. So now we have at least three university campuses embedded in a school district. But they're also partnered with many other school districts. And so that alignment that you see is incredible, because it informs the type of counseling that these kids get in high school. And it just opens doors. At the UT system and the Board of Regents and our chancellor, our previous chancellors included, but in our current chancellor, Dr. Zerwas, we believe that talent is universal, but opportunity is not. So it's up to us. Right. It's up to us to create that opportunity for these kids. These kids that are running around, if you run around, whether you go to HEB or wherever you go, you know what I mean? You go to Palenque to grab a taco, wherever you go, you're going to see kids, right? You're going to see kids running around, and those faces of those kids are the future of this state and this nation. So it's up to us to create a pathway, to create open doors and create opportunities for them, so they can, so they can thrive in this democracy and live the American dream. So that's what we're here doing.
Doc, you got me fired up. I mean, Jesus,
hey, this guy, Matt wants to go back to school, Doc.
You got the way I mean, when you're talking, Doc, you can see the passion, you can hear the passion that you have for education and
for
like
kids.
You said, opportunity for kids. Like everybody has talent, but can that talent be fostered and given an opportunity to thrive, right?
To flourish.
Can that door be opened to where a kid can do rotations at Texas Digestive Specialist because he wants to be, a gastroenterologist, right? So I always have a problem saying that word, but I'm just amazed. Like you can hear it, Doc, and all these students in the Valley at UTRGV, at UT, with your service in Harlingen, with you on the board, these kids are in a better place because your passion. I just want to give you that flowers.
I appreciate that, and but for me, I like I said, it goes back to a teacher in high school that really flipped my switch and got me.
Who was that? What was their name?
Yeah, his name was Donato Garcia. He was a chemistry teacher, and he just kept me after school one day because I wouldn't decide what I wanted to major in. And one day I was going to go to UT, and at some point, and I think he even threw out a curse word after school. He said, "I'm not going to let you screw up like this, and I'm not going to let you waste your parents' money or scholarship money." And he says, "You got to take this seriously." And he goes, "But I've already figured this out for you." And I said, I looked at him and he says, "I know what you're going to do when you're showing that care and that, just somebody showing enough care for me to take the time like that. I'm just paying it forward. But I'll tell you, we have brilliant people, incredible school districts across a region, now we have an incredible university. And so we just have to have more and more people take advantage of the American dream. And it's just right here. I mean, I think other folks, have probably told you this before, and if you haven't heard it, you'll hear it again now. But with our Promise Plus fund that the Board of Regents created, about 4 years ago now, the investment we're making in our universities, and then especially now when you have the Pell Grants and the eligibility of our kids down here, if you have a family income of $125,000 or less. I mean, UTRGV is absolutely free for you. No tuition and fees. It's incredible.
That's
amazing.
Available, yeah.
That's incredible.
Wow. Dr. Perez, you are full of knowledge. You're full of energy. Joining us, man, has been a blessing for us. I know that anybody that watches this show, they're gonna get inspired, man. And that's exactly what we wanted to do. This Friday is to inspire. I mean, that's inspiration, right? For everybody. Matty P is going to go back to school. He's gonna, and I don't know, Dr. Pettis. I say Coach Pettis because you just remind me of a damn coach. I run through a damn wall for you. But what would you give? What advice would you give? Matt Palmquist comes into your office. All right, it's Matt now, not anybody else. It's Matt. You've met Matt. You've talked to him. He says, "I want to go back to school. I want to take a pathway. What do you think I should do?"
Well, I mean, I'd have a lot more questions for him to kind of sort of unpack that. I don't know, but I
wouldn't waste your time, Doc. I would not waste your time.
Well, but I'll tell you this, right? It's all about lifelong learning. I'm gonna throw you guys for a loop, right? What impresses me more than anything is not necessarily the amount of degrees someone has. The amount of education they have, and sometimes it's where they got that education that can sometimes matter the most or cause problems because because they believe too much in that piece of paper. You know what I mean? And so I've met a lot of educated people chips on their shoulders, and they think they're better and smarter than anyone else and things like that. What impresses me most is the character of people, is people that approach every day with humility and a growth mindset. They're always learning, they're always curious, but they treat people right, and they treat everybody right, whether it's the custodian, or the folks cutting the grass, or other professionals and things like that. Is that at the end of the day, we're all human. We all should all care about each other, and lift each other up and things like that, and see the positivity. Approach life with with an abundance mentality, not a deficit mentality. And really, if just have humility and a growth mindset every day, you can do anything you want. So, but I'd have to know a little bit more about Matt, to see. But
yeah. You know what? Don't waste your time. He's a lost cause.
Last a couple weeks ago when we were there filming those episodes, G had a serious conversation with Dr. Maggie, about a doctoral program. He wanted to enroll in the doctoral program, but for one specific purpose, because we asked Coach Bush this, he wants to walk on seriously to the football team. And so
not serious, but seriously. Yeah.
Seriously. He's
seriously not serious.
Yeah.
Seriously not serious considering.
Listen, Gee, I have full faith in you, man. I know you'll have once you enroll, you have eligibility. I'm pretty sure. I mean, Coach Bush will sort that out, but I'm pretty sure you'll have eligibility. And listen, I think you got a few good plays in you, man. I'm telling you, I can see it. You're quarterback material, baby. Quarterback material.
Oh, don't even get me started with my QB days.
He was on the field before the game a couple of weeks ago, and he started crying. Like, he was just like, he shed a tear. I was like, dude, we got a show to record. You're crying on the 50-yard line. Like, what are you doing?
If you're on the field of Acker Stadium, it could be a moving experience. It's pretty special.
It is a very moving experience.
It definitely is. And man, Dr. Perez, you've been a joy, man. And thank you for joining us. We got a couple of fun questions before we wrap up.
Yep.
And before you say anything, I was going to tell you, you guys are on this, again, I love what you're doing with Saddle Up. This is really historic to have the support you guys of the whole community. I mean, really think about it. It's a collective impact. UTRGV football, UTRGV athletics, the university in general it's still a collective impact project. We need everybody, industry, supporters, philanthropists, everyone coming together. We need parents to, convince their young kids to go to school here and things like that. We need students to enroll and to excel and succeed.
Hey, if you need us to talk to the board up in Austin and let them know what these two idiots are doing for a podcast. Let us know. We'll go talk to them.
No, please don't. Please don't.
Well, I'm glad to be on, but go ahead. I think you had some more questions.
I'll tell you, thank you so much, and I know, and you're right. And every time we talk to somebody at UT-RGV, it's never about the individual; it's always about the village, right?
Yep.
And it's always about everybody moving together forward, and making progress. And man, you just that's what you are, right?
Yeah.
You're a microcosm of that philosophy, man. And we thank you. And Matt's got a fun question for you, and I got a fun question for you. Let's do it, Matt.
So I'm curious. Everybody's answer is different, obviously, but if we've got a reservation for 6, Doc, and it's me, you, and G for dinner,
we have to be there, Doc.
We have to be there, right?
Yeah,
because you got to invite the village idiots, the podcasters, right? Who are the other 3 people? They could be alive, dead, celebrities, family. It could be your chemistry teacher. Like, who are the other 3 people that are having dinner with us, and where are we eating?
Oh
gosh, that's a tough one.
You can get back with us tomorrow if you want.
Well, no. Alive or dead, right? So, I guess I would say Ronald Reagan would be one, just because he was a funny guy. And I think that'd be kind of cool too. I still have a lot of questions for him. It'd be kind of cool to. So I think
it'd be really cool.
Yeah. I think I'm thinking, obviously, since I have not, shockingly made connection with my chemistry teacher, Donato Garcia. I think he moved. He was from a South America country. I can't remember which one, but I think he moved away. So I'd love if he would be there, so I can thank him, because I'm still to make contact with him. Shockingly. And then, honestly, I would say probably my my grandpa Noe. He passed away. He was a World War II veteran.
Yeah.
He was incredible growing up with him and everything else. And so
Yeah.
I'd invite him there because he'd really enjoy that conversation.
Oh yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
That's
is
really
great.
cool. I would love to be at that. I would be honored to be at that table. That would be really fun.
Absolutely. I'll definitely. Hopefully, you don't kick Matt out after 5 minutes of sitting at the table with them. But and I'm sure with this next question I'm going to ask, Grandpa Noe is going to be in your movie. The movie that I'm talking about is they're writing a movie about you, about your life, and what is that movie title? First of all, and the second is what actor is playing you in that movie?
Yep.
Well,
I got a couple of thoughts, but
I'll take the actor first. But a much younger version of him, of course. But I'll just say Tom Cruise. You know what I mean? But
I see it.
Absolutely, 100%.
I see it.
Just picture me with the hair on and the shades.
Doc, do you do your own stunts? Is that what it is? Is that the connection? Like that's.
I'd be in a wheelchair if I did my own stunts. I'd say what I don't know, but I would say a much younger version of Tom Cruise, and then I guess what was the other question?
What's the name of the movie?
What's the name of the movie? Yeah,
I would say instead of Mission, I would say anything's possible. Instead of Mission Impossible, I'd say anything's possible.
I love it.
Anything is possible with Dr. Perez.
I love
it. Our viewership is going to go off the charts after we post this. Dr. Perez, thank you so much for everything that you do for UTRGV, the community, the kids, all your mentorships, everything, man. We really appreciate you being on the show and taking time out of your busy day to join us and share your knowledge.
Honored to do it, but right back at you, man. Thank you for supporting Vaquero Nation. Thank you for supporting your legacy institutions as well. I mean, everyone should come back. The Ocelots, the Bronx, everyone's
great.
That's right.
That was the thinking behind the show. Was like, how can we help bridge that gap? And we presented it to Chase in the beginning, and he was all for it, and he was first one to hop on the show. So
yeah.
I love it.
Hey,
V's up, baby. V's up.
Take care. Till next week, guys.
Till next time.